Hello friends, now we are going to start with the practical sums on AS-9 which should ask in every CA inter examinations. So let's start with the practical questions on AS-9. Question number 1. The board of directors decided on 31st March 2010 to increase the sale price of certain items retrospectively from 1st Jan 2010. So the board of directors decided to increase the sale price on 31st March 2010, but they want to increase the selling price not from 31st March 2010. Retrospective means they are going back 3 months and they are going to increase the selling price, that is from 1/1/2010. In view of this price revision with effect from 1st Jan 2010, the company has to receive rupees 25 lakh from its customers. So, due to this new policy introduced by the company to increase the selling price not from the current date but from the past 3 months, the company is eligible to receive rupees 25 lakh from its customers due to the increased selling price in respect of sales made from 1st Jan 2010 to 31st March 2010. So, due to this price revision from 1st Jan 2010, the company is eligible to receive 25 lakh rupees from its customers from the sales made from 1st Jan 2010 to 31st March 2010. And the accountant cannot make up his mind whether to include 25 lakhs in the sales for 2009-10. So the accountant is confused whether he should include this 25 lakh in the revenue or not. So guys, as I have discussed in the previous video, that the theory video, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and when there should be reasonable certainty regarding its collection. If these both conditions are satisfying or fulfilling, then revenue should be recognized. If any of the conditions are not satisfying, then revenue recognition should be postponed. So let's start reading the solution. As per AS-9, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and its collection is certain. This is what I discussed with you. So this is the standard line which you are supposed to write in every AS. Maximum students find it difficulty to, sir, how to present the answer, what to write, which point should be written down. So basic point you have to write in every AS-9 answer is revenue should be recognized when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. So how to present in a best way? As per AS-9, revenue should be recognized when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. If the collection is uncertain, then revenue recognition should be postponed. So this is the standard line which you are supposed to write in the given case. So first provision and then the facts given in the problem, the given situations. The company has decided to increase the sales price and it is eligible to receive 25 lakhs. So the company should recognize the revenue accordingly. So if it is receivable, if it is measurable, then the company should recognize the revenue immediately. Such a question can be asked for 4 to 5 marks. Let's go ahead for the next question. I'll clear this first. Question number 1 over. Now question number 2. Advise Induga Limited about the treatment. Advise Induga Limited about the treatment of the following in the final statement of accounts for the year ended 31st March 2010. So we have to give an advice. A claim lodged with the railway in March 2000. So we have claimed one claim from the railways in 2007 for loss of goods of 2 lakh. Means our goods we must be transporting from one place to another and suddenly we have lodged a claim with the railways due to some damage happening in the railways. So we have lodged a claim in March 2007, has been passed for payment in March 2010 for 1,50,000. So a claim lodged in 2007 March month has been passed by the railways in March 2010 and that also to the extent of only 1,50,000. No entry was passed in the books of the company when the claim was lodged. Now they are asking us the advice what to do when the claim was lodged, what should be done, and when we receive the amount, what should be done. See guys, as per AS-9, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. They are saying that no entry was passed when the claim was put to the railways, lodged with the railways, because they have not passed any entry. The only reason is that there was no certainty regarding its collection and there was no measurability also. So they have not passed an entry when the claim was lodged. Subsequently, the company received a claim from the railways up to 1,50,000. So the company should recognize the revenue of rupees 1,50,000 in the year March 2010. That's it. This is the way to present. Let's read it. As per AS-9, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and there should be reasonable certainty regarding its collection. That's the standard point which I have told you to write. And when there is uncertainty regarding its collection, then the revenue recognition should be postponed. In the given case, claim has been lodged with the railways in March 7 for the loss of goods amounting to 2 lakh. There was no certainty regarding its collection in March 7. This is what I have discussed. However, the company received a claim of 1,50,000 in March 2010, the collection of which was uncertain. The same should be disclosed separately in the financial statement. So in short, it was uncertain till March 10. In March 10, the company received a claim of 1,50,000. So the same should be recognized in the year 2010 and only up to the extent of 1,50,000. I hope it is very, very clear. Okay. Let's go ahead. I'll clear this linings and we'll go for the next question. Point number 3 or question number 3. NDA Limited is recognized 7.5 lakhs on accrual basis. Income from dividend on securities and units of mutual funds of face value of 50 lakhs. So company has recognized rupees 7.5 lakhs on accrual basis on the as dividend from securities and mutual funds held by it as at the end of the financial year 31st March 2010. The dividend on securities and mutual funds were declared at the rate of 15% on 15th June 2010. So the company has received dividend on mutual funds and its securities of rupees 7.5 lakh at the rate 15% on 15th June 2010. This is the facts given in the problem. The dividend was proposed on 10th April 2010 by the declaring company. So the dividend was declared on 10th April. The dividend was proposed on 10th April and the dividend was finally declared on 15th June. What is the treatment as per the relevant accounting standard? First point will be standard as per AS-9. The revenue should be recognized when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. When there is uncertainty regarding its collection, the revenue recognition should be postponed. Now, what is the point for dividend? Dividend should be recognized when it is declared in the AGM. That is the provision of AS-9. Dividend should be recognized when it is declared in the AGM. So, in the given case, the company declared dividend at the rate 15% amounting to 7.5 lakhs, which the company has recognized on accrual basis. However, the company should recognize the dividend on 1st June. That is declaration of dividend. 1st June is the date. Let's check. It's not 1st June. It is 15th June. There is some misprint here. Right there, 15th June. Therefore, the treatment given by the company is incorrect. So, dividend should be declared on the date of AGM and not on accrual basis. So, please remember this, guys. It should be declared, it should be recorded or it should be recognized on the date of AGM and not on accrual basis. Now, let's go to question number 4. Induga Limited uses certain resources of NDA Limited. So, we are Induga Limited. We are using some resources of some other company, that is NDA Limited. In return, NDA Limited received 10 lakhs and 15 lakhs as interest and royalties respectively from Induga Limited. So we are receiving, or sorry, we are Induga Limited. We are using some resources of NDA Limited and in turn, we are paying 10 lakhs and 15 lakhs as interest and royalties to NDA Limited during the year 10-11. You are required to state whether and on what basis these revenues can be recognized by NDA Limited. So accounting has been asked in the books of NDA Limited. So there is a provision for interest and royalties. Interest should be recognized as revenue on time basis and royalties should be recognized as per accrual basis. So, but the first point will be very clear. As per AS-9, revenue should be recognized when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. If there is uncertainty, then revenue recognition should be postponed. Same point you have to write in every accounting standard. This is how I have presented the answers so that you can write in the exam and you can memorize the points also. Interest should be recognized on time basis and royalty should be recognized on accrual basis. So the company should recognize the above incomes accordingly. I hope, guys, it is very, very clear. If you have any doubts regarding any situations or case, please let us know. Please message on the channel or on the contact numbers given so that you can clear your doubts very specifically. Let's go to the next question. Question number 5. Sales include 200 lakhs representing royalty receivable. So my sales include rupees 200 lakhs in the name of royalty receivable for supply of know-how to a company in Southeast Asia. So my sales include rupees 200 lakhs in the name of royalty which is receivable from companies which are located in Southeast Asia. Why? Because we have supplied some know-how. Know-how means हमने कुछ technology supply किया. तो in the name of technology we are collecting royalty. Now Southeast Asia, by reading this sentence, we should come to know that this is revenue receivable from outside India or from other countries, from other than India. So let's see, as per the agreement, the amount is to be received in US dollar. However, exchange permission was denied to the company in Southeast Asia for remitting the same. So here, guys, first you have to click that any revenue which is receivable from outside India, from countries other than India, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. However, if there is uncertainty regarding its collection, in such cases, revenue should be recognized on cash basis. Which cases I am talking? When the revenue is receivable from outside India, revenue should be recognized only when it is certain. And if it is uncertain, revenue should be recognized only when it is received, that is cash basis. First point is same as per AS-9, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty about its collection. Point number 2, when there is uncertainty in collection of revenue, then revenue recognition should be postponed. Point number 3, royalty should be recognized on accrual basis. This I have already discussed with you guys. In the given case, sales included 200 lakhs for royalty receivable from a company in Southeast Asia. The amount is to be received in US dollars. Since the exchange permission has been denied, revenue recognition should be postponed and should be recognized only when it is received, that is on cash basis. Let's go ahead for question number 6. X Limited recognized 10 lakhs on accrual basis, income from dividend on units of mutual funds of the face value of 50 lakhs. So we are X Limited, we have received dividend of rupees 10 lakhs and we have recognized the same on accrual basis. Guys, this is correct or wrong? This is wrong because dividend should be recognized when it is declared in the AGM. And as at the end of the year, 31st March 03, the dividend on mutual funds were declared at the rate 20% on 15th June. So date of declaration is 15th June 2003. The dividend was proposed on 10th April 2003 by the declaring company. Dividend was proposed on 10th April. It was declared on 15th June. Whether the treatment is as per the relevant accounting standard. You are asked to answer with reference to the provisions of accounting standard. Let's go with the basic provision. As per AS-9, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. If there is uncertainty regarding its collection, then revenue recognition should be postponed. Now, in the given case, company has received dividend and company has recognized the same on accrual basis. But the same should be recognized when on the date when it is declared in the AGM. Let's see whether we have correctly discussed all points. As per AS-9, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty about its collection. Correct? When there is uncertainty in collection of revenue, then revenue recognition should be postponed. Third point, dividend should be recognized when it is declared in the AGM. In the given case, company declared dividend at the rate 20% amounting to 10 lakhs, which the company has recognized on accrual basis. However, the company should recognize the dividend on 15th June. Let's see, 15th June is the date of declaration of dividend. Yes, correct. That in the year, financial year 3-4. Therefore, the treatment given by the company is incorrect. I hope question number 6 is also clear. Let's go to question number 7. The board of directors of X Limited decided on 31st March 07 to increase the sale price of certain items of goods retrospectively from 1107. Again, the same illustration which we did in first question in this video. On 31st March 07, the company decided to increase the sales price not from current date but from 3 months back retrospectively. As a result of this decision of the company has decided to receive 5 lakhs from its customers in respect of sales made from 1107 to 31307. Due to this price revision policy, the company is eligible to receive 5 lakhs from 1st Jan 2007 to 31st March 07. But the company's accountant was reluctant to make up his mind. He was confused what to do, how to record, how much to record. You are asked to offer your suggestions. My suggestions are very clear. You know, guys, as per AS-9, first the provision, revenue should be recognized when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. If there is uncertainty, then revenue recognition should be postponed to the extent of certainty. In the given case, so point number 1 and 2 done. In the given case, company has decided to increase the sale price of certain items or goods and it is eligible to get 5 lakhs as revenue. Therefore, the company should recognize the revenue accordingly. Accordingly means if it is certain, recognize it. If it is uncertain, postpone till the extent of certainty. So, first 7 questions of your AS-9 are over. I hope they are very clear how to write it, how to present. I have clearly mentioned which point number first, which point number 2, then what. So, first will be the provisions. Second will be the in the given case what is given. Now, let's go to question number 8, guys. Messrs. C Limited recognized 5 lakhs on accrual basis income from dividend during the year 10-11 on shares of face value of 25 lakhs. Again, dividend recognized on accrual basis, which is wrong. We should recognize when it is declared in the AGM. Held by it in Rock Limited on 31st March 2011. Rock Limited proposed dividend at the rate 20% on 10th April 2011. Dividend was proposed on 10th April 2011. However, dividend was declared on 30th June 2011. So the date of declaration is 30 June. So the company should recognize the same dividend on 30th June 2011 and not on accrual basis. Please state with reference to relevant accounting standard whether the treatment accorded by the C Limited is in order or not. Let's start with the provision. As per AS-9, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. If there is uncertainty in the collection of revenue, then revenue recognition should be postponed. In the given case, point number 2 is done. 1 and 2. Dividend should be recognized when it is declared in the AGM. In the given case, Company has declared dividend of 5 lakhs, which the company has recognized on accrual basis. Therefore, the company should recognize revenue on 30th June. That is the date of declaration of dividend in the financial year 11-12. Therefore, the treatment given by the company is incorrect. This is question number 8 from my side. I hope it is very, very clear. Okay guys, let's start with question number 9. Messrs. Moon Limited sold goods worth 6,50,000 to Mr. Star. Mr. Star asked for a trade discount amounting to 53,000. So Moon sold goods to Star amounting to 6,50,000 and Star asked a trade discount of 53,000. And the same was agreed by Moon Limited. So Moon said okay, so 650 is the gross amount of the sales, less trade discount 53, so it comes to 597, 650 minus 53,000. The sales was affected and the goods were dispatched. On the receipt of goods, Mr. Star has found that the goods were 67,000, not defective. Now, 650 is the gross sales, less trade discount 53, so it comes to 597. On receipt of goods by Star Limited says that certain goods amounting to 67,000 are defective. So that is treated as sales returns. So there are three things. Sales, 6,50,000. Less trade discount 53,000, less sales return 67,000. Fine. Mr. Star returned defective goods to Moon Limited and made the payment due amounting to 5,30,000. So after deducting this, Star made the payment of 5,30,000. Accountant of Moon Limited booked the sale of 5,30,000. Discuss the contention of the accountant with reference to accounting standard. Now guys, first is the golden provision. As per AS-9, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. If there is uncertainty regarding its collection, revenue recognition should be postponed. So that is point number 1 and point number 2. Point number 3. The seller has transferred the ownership of goods to the buyer for a consideration. All significant risk and rewards of the ownership has been transferred to the buyer, and seller does not retain any effective control of or ownership of the transferred goods. So this provision we need to add here because it is sale of goods related. So the seller has transferred the ownership of goods to the buyer, and the seller does not retain any effective title of the transferred goods, and all risk and rewards have been transferred to the buyer. There is no significant uncertainty regarding collectibility of consideration. Now, in the given case, sales should be recorded at 597. Now, how 597 came? I'll write here again. Sales, how much? 6,50,000 less trade discount, how much guys? 53,000. So this is the amount at which Star agreed for initially, 597. That is net of trade discount. Goods worth 67,000 were returned as they were defective. Appropriate provision should be made. Now this is very important. As I have discussed in the previous video of my theory, any subsequent changes in the revenue. Initial revenue was recognized at 5,97,000. Subsequently, Star Limited found goods worth 67,000 as defective. So they should not be adjusted with the revenue. Rather than we should create a provision for the same. So in short, sales 5,97,000 and on the debit side, provision for sales return 67,000. I hope it is very, very clear. Mark this question important guys. Let's go ahead. Question number 10. A Limited entered into a contract with B Limited to dispatch goods valuing 25,000 every month for 4 months upon receipt of entire payment. So I am A Limited, you are B Limited. We have entered into a contract that I will supply 25,000 worth rupees goods every month for the next 4 months, provided you pay me full money today on the receipt of the entire payment. B Limited accordingly made the payment of rupees 1,25,000 into 4. And A Limited started dispatching the goods in the 3rd month. So first 2 months goods were delivered to B Limited. But in the 3rd month, due to natural calamity, B Limited requested A Limited not to dispatch the goods until further notice. So some natural calamity happened at B Limited's place. So he requested A Limited not to deliver the goods until he communicates further intimations. Though A Limited is holding the remaining goods worth 50,000 ready for dispatch. So I am ready to dispatch in the 3rd month and the 4th month. But due to your advice or your request, I am holding the goods because some natural incident or accident took place at your office place or in your premises or in your area. A Limited accounted 50,000 as sales and transferred the balance to advance receipt against sales. So now what A Limited did? A Limited is thinking that I have delivered goods for first 2 months, 25,000, so I'll show 50,000 as sales and balance 50,000 as advance from customer. Comment upon the treatment of balance amount with reference to relevant accounting standards. So this is not correct treatment given by A Limited. We cannot show it as an advance because this is delivery of goods delayed from buyer's request. Because you requested, I holded the delivery. Otherwise, I was going to dispatch in the 3rd month and the 4th month. Yes or no? And I have recognized and I have received full 1 lakh immediately. So I cannot show this as advance from customers. Let's start with this question. As per AS-9, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. If there is uncertainty regarding its collection, then revenue recognition should be postponed. Point number 1. Point number 2. And this is again Sale of Goods Act. The seller has transferred the ownership of goods to the buyer for a consideration, and all significant risk and rewards of the ownership has been transferred to the buyer, and the seller does not retain any effective control of the ownership of the transferred goods. There is no significant uncertainty regarding the collectibility of the consideration. That is Sale of Goods Act provision. Revenue recognition when delivery of goods is delayed at the buyer's request. So remember this point. This delivery has been delayed due to buyer's request. Delivery is delayed at buyer's request, and buyer takes title and accepts billing. Revenue should be recognized immediately, but goods must be in the hands of the seller, identifiable and ready for delivery at the time of recognition of revenue. So it is very correct. Revenue should be recognized whenever I receive 1 lakh rupees. But the goods should be ready for delivery, ready for dispatch whenever you give me a notice. Now, okay, sir, please send my balance goods. In the given case, due to natural calamity, B Limited requested A Limited to hold the goods and A Limited to act accordingly. But A Limited has recorded 50,000 as advance from customers, which is incorrect. As the contract mentioned that 1 lakh should be received and then the goods should be dispatched, so A Limited should recognize 50,000 as revenue. So in short, full 1 lakh should be recognized as revenue. So what is the standard provision which we are writing? First 2 points we are always writing. Whenever goods transaction comes, means one party selling goods to another, then Sale of Goods Act provision should come into picture. What is Sale of Goods Act? The seller has transferred the ownership of the goods to the buyer, or all significant risk and rewards of ownership has been transferred to the buyer, and seller does not retain any effective title of the transferred goods. Fine. Let's go to question number 11. Sorry. Okay. Sarita Publications publishes a monthly magazine on 15th of every month. So I am Sarita Publications. I am publishing a magazine on the 15th of every month. It sells advertising space in the magazine to advertisers on the terms of 80% sales value payable in advance and balance within 30 days of the release of the publication. Very nice. I am publishing advertisements on the 15th of every month, and for publishing advertisement I am offering the customers that how much space you want to put your advertisement. So what is my policy? I am offering people some areas to advertise in my publication, and what are the terms of my contract? That 80% should be paid in advance and balance 20% within 1 month from the date of publication. That's what I've written. Balance within 30 days of the release of the publication. So if today is 15th, if you have given me some advertisement to be published, 80% advance I will take from you and balance 20% within next 30 days from the date of your ad getting published. मीन्स आज 15 है, आज अगर आपका एड आ गया टीवी पे या न्यूज़पेपर पे, तो फ्रॉम ईयर टिल नेक्स्ट 30 days you have to pay me balance 20%. Fine. The sale of space for March 2014. Suppose in the March month I want to publish my publication, or I want to publish your ad, or you want your ad to be published in 15th of March. Was made in February 14. So anybody wants to give his advertisement in my publication, 1 month advance they have to book. So for March month, if you want your advertisement to be displayed, you have to book it in the month of February. The magazine was published on its scheduled date. It received 2,40,000 on 10th March 2014 and 60,000 on 10th April 2014 for the March issue. So for the month of March, company received 2,40,000 on 10th March, that is before the date of publication, and balance 60,000 within 1 month from the date of publication, and the date of publication was 15th March 2014. So company received on company received on 10th March 2,40,000 and balance on 10th April, that is 60,000. Fine. So for the month of March, company received 2,40,000 on 10th March, that is before the date of publication, and balance 60,000 within 1 month, that is on 10th April. Discuss in context of AS-9 the amount of revenue to be recognized and the treatment of the amount recognized from the advertisers for the year ending 31st March 14. What will be the treatment if the publication is delayed till 2nd April? So there are two questions here. First, common provision as per AS-9, revenue should be recognized when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. If there is uncertainty regarding its collection, then revenue recognition should be postponed. Point number 1 and 2 done. In case of advertisements, revenue should be recognized when the advertisement appears before the public. This is also we have discussed in the previous video. In case of advertisements, revenue should be recognized when the advertisement appears before the public. In the given case, magazine has been published on 1st of every month. On 1st, no, it is on 15th of every month. The company has the policy to pay 80% advance and balance 20% in 30 days after publishing. The company received 2,40,000 on 10th March and 60,000 on 10th April. Yes, but the company should recognize entire 3 lakh as income for the year ended 31st March 2014. Why full 3 lakhs? Because it is a contract between the publication company and the advertiser and the persons giving me the advertisement. That 80% advance, 20% within 1 month from the date your ad is published. So I should recognize full amount as revenue, that is not 2,40,000, full 3 lakhs, because this is the terms of the contract. When I can postpone only when there is uncertainty regarding 60,000. So full 3 lakhs should be recognized as revenue on 10th March, and that is for the year ended 31st March 2014. Now, what if the advertisement got delayed and it was published on 2nd April? As per AS-9, if the publication is delayed on 2nd April, then 2,40,000 which has been received by the company should be shown as advance from customer under the liability side of the balance sheet. Now, if the advertisement for the month of March gets delayed and it is published not on 15 March but on 2nd April, but my year ends on 31st March 2014. So 2,40,000 which I have received from my customer should not be recognized as revenue and it should be shown as advance from customers, because as on 31st March the ad was still not published. So can I say this is nothing but advance received from customers? Mark this question very important. Just because of the date changing, the answer is also getting changed. I hope it is very clear. Now, what two additional questions I have put for you. Let's go for it. Victory Limited purchased goods on credit from Lucky Limited. So I am Victory Limited, you are Lucky Limited. I purchased goods from you worth 250 crores for export. The export order was cancelled. Suddenly, I found that my export will not be happening due to XYZ reasons. Victory Limited decided to sell the same goods in the local market with a price discount. Since I have purchased goods from you, I have purchased goods because of my export order, but that export order got cancelled. So I am ready to sell these goods in the local market at some discounted price. Lucky Limited was requested to offer a price discount of 15%. So I offered Lucky Limited only. From the person from whom I purchased, I told him that take these goods at 15% discount. The chief accountant of Lucky Limited wants to adjust the sales figure to the extent of the discount requested by the Victory Limited. Discuss whether this statement is justified. Now, I am Victory Limited. I purchased goods from Lucky Limited of rupees 250 crores for my export purpose. But due to some XYZ reasons, that export didn't happen. So I am ready to sell these goods which I have purchased in the local market at a discount. And after that, I requested Lucky Limited only, can you buy these goods from me at 15% discount? That's what I've written. Lucky Limited was requested to offer a price of, discount of 15%. So actually it is not this case. I purchased goods from whom? Lucky Limited for 250 CR for export. My export didn't happen. So what did I request Lucky Limited? Can you give me 15% discount? Because I'm not able to sell these goods. I'm not able to export these goods due to some reasons. So now the accountant of Lucky Limited wants to adjust the discount from the sales amount. Means what? 250 crores amount of goods you have sold to me, I have purchased. due to inability of the company to sell in the foreign market or to export it, company Victory Limited wants to sell it in the local market. So for selling this in the local market, I requested Victory Limited to give me some 15% discount. So now Lucky Limited accountant is asking us, okay, can he adjust this discount from the figure of sales or what should be done? So now I hope the question is very clear. So Victory Limited purchased goods from Lucky Limited for doing some export. Due to some reasons, export was not possible. Now what Victory Limited is asking, can you give me some discount because I have to sell these goods in local market? So Lucky Limited said yes, fine. But Lucky Limited accountant is confused that whether he can adjust the sales figure of 250 crore with the discount which I am asking, or should something else be done. Ready? So first provision, as per AS-9, revenue should be recognized only when it is measurable and when there is reasonable certainty regarding its collection. Revenue recognition should be postponed if there is uncertainty regarding its collection. Now this is a pure case of sale of goods. Lucky Limited has sold goods to Victory and the sale is completed in all respects. Victory's decision to sell the same in the local market cannot affect the completed sales recorded by Lucky. So it's very clear that Lucky Limited cannot adjust the sales figure. Rather than that, Lucky Limited should create a provision for discount which Lucky is going to give to Victory Limited. The price discount of 15% was not negotiated at the time of sale. So when they sold goods to me, there was no discount terms discussed between both of us. And hence is neither linked to the quantity of purchase nor to early payment and hence cannot be clarified as trade discount or cash discount. So there were no indications when the transaction happened relating to discount. Instead, 15% discount, that is 37.5, shown as subsequently uncertainty in the collectability for which Lucky Limited should made a provision for bad debts. So you sold goods of what? 250 crores. So when you sold goods, there was no condition between both of us that please give me discount or something, or I will give you early payment and you will give me discount. So when you sold goods to me, when Lucky Limited sold goods to Victory Limited, Lucky Limited must have recognized revenue of 250 CR. Suddenly or subsequently, if Victory Limited asked for a discount, Lucky Limited cannot adjust the sales figure. First point is that. Instead of that, Lucky Limited should create a provision for bad debts or provision for discount. No deduction can be made from the figure of sales of 250 crores. Again, a nice question, guys. Please refer it. And the last question. Moon Limited entered into an agreement with Sun Limited for sale of goods of 8 lakh at a profit of 20% on cost. So I am Moon Limited, you are Sun Limited. I have agreed to sell goods worth 8 lakh at 20% profit on cost. 8 lakh is the cost price. I will add on 20% on that. So that will be my selling price. The sale transaction took place on 1st February 2011. So I did this transaction on 1st Feb 2011. On the same day, Sun Limited entered into another agreement with Moon Limited to resell the same goods at 10.80 lakhs written here on 1st August 2011. Means what? On the same day, Sun Limited entered. So Sun entered into an agreement with me that he will resell the goods to me at 10.8 lakhs. So first I sold goods to Sun, then Sun again is reselling goods to me at 10.80 lakhs on 1st August 2011. State the treatment of this transaction in financial statement of Moon Limited on 31st March 2011. So how this transaction will be dealt with in the books of Moon Limited for the year ending 31st March 2011. The predetermined reselling price. The predetermined reselling price covers the holding cost of Sun Limited. Means predetermined selling price means all these prices were already pre-decided by both the companies. Includes the holding cost, means whatever cost I have incurred, that is already covered in the predetermined selling price. Obviously I have sold goods worth 8 lakh at 20% profit on cost, and again I have entered into a contract with Sun Limited that you will again resell the goods to me at 10.8 lakhs. Give journal entries on 31st March 2011 in the books of Moon Limited. Guys, first of all, this is not a revenue recognition transaction only. I have sold goods to you of goods costing 8 lakhs at 20% profit on cost. Subsequently, you have again entered into a contract with me to resell the same goods at 10.8 lakhs. This is not a revenue recognition transaction at all. See what it is. As per AS-9, Moon has concurrently agreed to sell and repurchase the goods at a later date and at a higher price from Sun. That's clearly visible from the question that I have sold goods costing 8 lakh at 20% profit on cost. Subsequently, I have agreed to repurchase the same goods from you at a higher price. Therefore, the sale of 9.6 lakhs, that is 8 lakh plus 20% profit on 1st February is a financing transaction in substance and not a sale. So basically this is a financing transaction, not a revenue recognition transaction. Very important guys, please mark this sum important. The journal entries for recording the transaction would be as follows. So on 1st Feb, I sold goods to you. So it will be cash bank account debit to loan account. And that will be 9.6 lakhs. Now, what is written in the bracket? Total interest from 1st Feb to 1st August. 1st Feb, I have initiated the transaction. And 1st August, you are again reselling the goods to me. So total interest. So this is basically 10.8 lakhs you sold to me. And my value was 9.6. So this is the interest element involved in this transaction. Because it is a pure financing transaction. This interest should be recorded proportionately on a time basis. Why proportionately? Because we are supposed to do accounting in the books of Moon Limited on 31st March 2011. So as on 31st March 2011, only 2 months are there, Feb and March. So entry will be on 31st March, interest account debit to loan, 1.2 lakhs into 2 months divided by total 6 months. By Feb, March, April, May, June and July. That comes to 0.4 lakhs. Next, this is the extra part which I have done for you. Question is asked only till here. Again, on 1st August 2011, interest to loan balance 1.2 minus 0.4 which I have already recognized, 0.8 lakhs. And then on 1st August, we'll repay the loan account debit to cash bank 10.8 lakhs. So this was an extraordinary question. They might ask, this is not a revenue recognition transaction. This was a pure financing transaction. I hope all the illustrations are very clear to you guys of AS-9. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask and feel free to contact. That's it. Thank you very much.